Hi everyone and welcome back to Harmony Content Base. In this video I'm going to cover over page structures and how you get started to build your actual page and web application in Harmony so that you have a deployable front end that you completely visually created. In the last two videos we covered over the Harmony platform itself and the builder, so if you're not sure about those two then just check out the last two videos. Now I'm just going to add a new page without a page template. Just going to give it that name. And it turns up right here. When we go into this page, then it's just going to start with a hello world so that you have something in your page and see that it's working in there. And I'm going to drag in a layout, which we covered a little bit in the last video, which is just going to tell a page how everything is going to be positioned inside. If you basically bear with me for the next 30 seconds, then you're going to be able to build fully deployable UIs in Harmony. So just bear with me and you're for 30 seconds and you're going to be good. So I'm going to give it a width of 100% and a height of 100%, which is now pushing our hello world text out of the page because we just covered the whole page right here. So if I drag this back into our layout, then it turns up again. You can see it here. Layouts generally do not have a color by themselves because they're there to tell you how to position elements, but you can give them a color. So if I drag in another layout now, which I'm going to use as a top bar. Then I can also give it a color. I'm going to give it a width first of 100% and a height of 50 pixels. And you see that our layout, this text element is pushed to the right now. So I'm just going to say to the outside layout that everything inside should be positioned from top to bottom. So we have a layout first and then our hello world text. So I'm going to give our top bar, first of all, a name. Now, second of all, I'm going to give it a background color. I'm just going to make it black so you can see it turn up here. Now, if we'd want to, for example, again, add another image into our top bar and text element, we just drag them into our layout and we enter the information into these elements that we want. So I'm going to add an image for our logo. That turned up again, it's an original size, so I'm going to make it 40 pixels. And a text that says my dashboard. Texts are by default black because it's usually the most useful color. In this case, I'm just going to give it the color white. And now you can also see the layout again. Everything is completely covering the full layout, but I want it to be centered. So I just use this button and tell it to be centered. I could also say align to the bottom, full, top, and centered. And I'm going to give it some padding so it doesn't stick to the left so much. And as well with the text element, I'm going to give this some margin so it doesn't stick together that much. Now, let's say if we wanted to create a to-do app like we did in one of the demo videos, we can just create another layout for the bottom content of the page. We probably, what do we need for our to-do app? We're going to need a checkbox. And we're going to need a text element. I'm going to use the one that we have here already. And now this layout, I'm just going to specify that it's 100% width and relative growth amount 1, which means that it fills the rest of the page. So if we give this a color as well, just for demonstrative purposes, you can see that it covers the whole screen. I'm going to make this white again. Pink is a bit too intense. And now in the next video, we're going to show you how you can basically link all of this up to actually connect to data, which is going to be effectively your first table of tasks. But we don't want to like manually build this over and over, right? We don't want to drag in all these checkboxes and text elements. So we're just going to use a data source in the next element and connect it up right here. So stay tuned for the data source.